Today we're doing a one-round Superflex rookie mock draft. This was sent in from a subscriber. I wasn't in the draft, but if you send in a mock draft, one that you did with your buddies or whatever, I'll try to get it up on the channel as soon as possible. 12 people were in the draft, so we got a full first rounder, Superflex. Let's get it started. The first pick off the board, you guessed it, the 101, Bijan Robinson. I haven't had a draft yet where he fell past the 101. I'm probably not going to see many drafts like that, but I'm excited to see what those will look like. He's stud of the class, over 1,500 yards rushing. His stock is through the roof right now, and he is just going to be the enigma of this class, and this is something that we're just going to see all year long. So let's move on to the 102, and we're going to quarterback, and this is what we usually see in Superflex. 102 is usually a quarterback, and it's Bryce Young, quarterback from Alabama. Possible to 101 in this year's NFL draft. He's accurate. He's smart with the football. He has a track record of success, and that could lead to him being the top quarterback drafted in this year's draft. Moving on to the 103, the third pick off the board in the draft. We're going quarterback again, and you can probably guess this pick is C.J. Stroud, quarterback from Ohio State. Possibly QB1 or QB2 in the actual NFL draft. People have been waiting for about a year and a half for him to come out for the draft. So for him to be ranked as the 103, 102 right now, behind Bijan and possibly Bryce Young, isn't a surprise. Moving to the 104, fourth pick off the board, we're going to a wide receiver. We have one of the big three coming off the board right now, and it's Quentin Johnston, wide receiver from TCU. We got a size-adjusted athlete here. He can get downfield, and he can rise up and make the catch. Going to be a first round this year's draft. We're pretty much seeing it in all the mock drafts. We're hearing a lot of chatter about it. He broke out as a freshman. Been productive throughout his career from a market share standpoint. Was slow this season, but turned it on during the end of the year this year, and has solidified himself as one of the top prospects in this year's draft. To the 105, another wide receiver, another one of the big three, and that's Jaxon Smith-Njigba from Ohio State. This year was a lost year, but in 2021, he blew the doors off of college football. Exited that season with a huge bowl game, over 300 yards, a gang of touchdowns, good hands, crisp route runner, creates separation, everything you really want in a wide receiver. To the 106 here, we're going back to the running back, and it's Jahmyr Gibbs, running back from Alabama. Usually goes around the 103, 104 area right after the quarterbacks, but he slid a little bit here. You're seeing him go all over the place in mock drafts. The market's trying to figure him out, but he's good at catching the ball in the backfield. He's really good between the tackles as well. He's got a lot of burst, pop, wiggle, and he's fun to watch. I liked him at Georgia Tech. Then he went to Alabama, and he also played well there. So it's going to be good to see where he lands in the actual NFL draft. Moving to the 107, we got one of my favorite running backs here, and that's Sean Tucker, running back from Syracuse. This guy was very productive, especially in 2021. He went off in that year, and he was productive this year as well. Catches the ball in the backfield, can get you yards after the catch. He's very explosive in the open field. He's a home run threat with speed to burn. He could get draft capital as well, so he's a running back you want to watch out for this year. 107 is a very palatable price point. To the 108, and we got the last of the big three wide receivers coming off the board here, and it's Jordan Addison, wide receiver from USC, formerly from Pitt. Probably the safest wide receiver on the board. Creates separation, has good hands, has been productive. Went off in 2021 before transferring to USC. And this year wasn't too bad. Has been battling injuries, but has been very productive as well. And was been productive with UFC out of the gate. Remember at Pitt, he helped get Kenny Pickett drafted in the first round. This guy can make plays downfield as well. Moving on to the 109 here. We got another quarterback coming off the board, and that's Will Levis, quarterback from Kentucky. Here at 109, that's a good value here in Superflex, especially when you look at the premium a lot of people are willing to pay at the quarterback position. Will Levis will be a first-round pick. We're seeing a lot of talks of that, unless he really falls on his face during the process, but he's got a strong arm, he's got good Superflex value, and could be the third quarterback off the board in this year's draft. Going to running back here at the 110 spot, and we're looking at Old Tank Bigsby. This guy's powerful, he's assertive, He can be a 3-down workhorse at the next level. Really good get here in the back of the first round. To the 111 here, and we're going back to the running back position, and we're going to be looking at Zach Evans, running back from Ole Miss, formerly from TCU. This guy's a tremendous size-adjusted athlete. He's going to blow the doors off the combine. That is when his value is really going to rise. It's when he's really going to be put on notice. Really good package of highlights. I suggest you check them out after this video. Fun to watch, and he's a guy that's a threat to take over a starting role at the next level, especially if he gets good draft capital. At the 112, final pick off the board, we're going wide receiver, and we're going to be looking at Josh Downs, wide receiver from North Carolina. This guy's a stout route runner. He can create separation. Good production throughout his career, good market share, good breakout age. This is a guy that you want. Let's see where he lands in the draft. Should be a second rounder, first rounder, somewhere in that range, and has the goods to be able to be productive at the next level. But recapping this draft, pretty standard here. Both the quarterbacks going into the top 3. We're talking about Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. Jahmyr Gibbs fell a little bit, but that's good value. We got Tank Bigsby, Zach Evans in the back half of the draft. Quentin Johnson, first wide receiver off the board, which is fine with me. You're going to see all 3 of these top wide receivers just take their turns at the head of the table until things start to figure out. The wide receiver who goes to the best situation will be the consensus top guy out of that group. Josh Downs at 112, I think that's going to be a great value. I think even more running backs will probably work in the first round. We could see that. And I could imagine maybe another 1 or 2 of them, especially that one running back who gets drafted in like the 3rd round or so, gets in a juicy situation, sneak themselves up to the 112, 111 mark, could cause one of these wide receivers to fall to the 2nd round. We could see some of the other wide receivers sneak up as well. Very interesting draft class that we got this year, and it's fun. Will Levis going at 109, I think that's fine. I think that's very fine, especially at the Superflex premium people play. In some leagues, he may go higher, but 109 is very safe, and I think that's a great deal to get him at that spot because at the quarterback position, it's also a huge gamble. It's the toughest position to play in all sports. You're looking at a player that might not make it when you're seeing a first-round quarterback come off the board, and if you can get a first-rounder at the 109, and what we're seeing at the mock drafts, top 10, top 15, or whatever, around that range, that's a good spot to get a quarterback with that kind of draft capital, so that kind of makes sense. Richardson didn't make it in this draft. Usually he's in the first round of drafts, but I understand there's a lot of good running back prospects, and I'm very running back hungry in this year's draft, so I'm not against that at all. But let me know in the comments below who you're trying to get in your rookie drafts this year, what picks you got, who you're trying to get with those picks, what are you trying to do. I want to hear about it, but make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. It's only going to help you going forward. It's only going to help you with your rookie drafts, your dynasty teams, setting your lineups, and everything else. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.